Hey everybody, welcome to Snow Talk. Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good here on this Thursday. Lots to discuss. You know what I'm going to talk about, so let's get right into all the details. As always the case, let's start off with our stats. Still have holding the same here, 4.8 for the season so far. Normal 6.0 for the first time in quite some time. We have a chance to surpass the normal rate for the weekend is over with, the way things are beginning to look. So snow lovers, you're going to love this edition of the blog. All right. In fact, I've given it the highest rating of the season, 4 Twix bars on a scale of 0 to 10. Will I go higher or lower tomorrow? That depends, because we get new data. A new batch of data comes in tomorrow, and that will determine which way I go with the Twix bar count. But at this point, it is a 4. And then the 4th through the 7th of February, I discussed this on the page if you read the blog, but there's several impulses that come down from the north, Clipper-type systems. But there is some conflicting data that shows 1 or 2 of these may try to phase to the southern branch and develop more southern storm. And it's very muddy on the models to really determine how that's going to play out and on the day. So I'm just going to give a broad range of a zone that we'll have to watch. Stay tuned for more details. I'll try to break up that range of dates there a little more once we get a better handle. Some snow in the forecast tonight. Right now, it's just cloudy sky, windy outside. We made it into the mid-50s for a while. But that is about to change. Clouds at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised to see some rain break out later on this evening here to the north and west. So far, nothing is showing up, but temperatures have been dropping. We're 52 as this taping at 1:15 here, but notice the 30s already in Bloomington and near freezing at Lafayette, and that colder weather is moving our way as we head into this evening. Those gusty winds will continue as well, so there will be a wind chill factor for this evening into the 20s in some locations, so we'll watch that. The systems, by the way, I wanted to show while we're on the satellite. This is number 1 of the 2-piece system here for Sunday and Monday, the Southern Stream system. You see the core of it is still offshore, but there is enough being passed over the southwestern United States that some of the balloon data is sampled into that, and that's why we're seeing some of the models adjust today, but it's not a full sample yet. Got to wait for that bad boy to get on shore. That'll be later tonight. And the other pieces up here, north and west of Seattle, same scenario. It's getting some sampling out of it, but the main batch has not moved on shore yet. That, too, will be later tonight and tomorrow. Going back, though, to this afternoon, look at the fall. We're expecting into the 30s by the time a lot of you get off work here this afternoon into this evening, and some off and on rain changing to some snow showers. Futurecast points out the chance for maybe rain or snow shower this evening. Very spotty. This is not going to be a big snow, but with temperatures dropping down in the 20s, can't rule out a dusting in some cases that could cause slick spots for Friday morning's commute. It's not going to be a big system, but it doesn't take much, as I always say. And you see the main chance for anything that could coat the ground looks to be along and east of 65. But I want to make sure everybody's aware that chance is there. A lot of us won't see this, but some of you will. And I want to make sure everybody's fully aware of that. All right, so that's tonight into early on Friday. Obviously, our setup here for the weekend will involve the Southern Stream feature and then the Northern feature. It's going to dive in and how much of the phasing that does take place. Now, this is a pretty potent shortwave. It's dropping down out of Canada, so it's going to do some digging. And that's been in the debate as how much of a dig is this going to have when it phases with our moisture being pumped out of the southwest corner of the country. And the models today have shifted to the idea the low should track somewhere across either Alabama, Mississippi, into Tennessee, or in some extreme cases, we may see a low-pressure track across far southern Kentucky. But yesterday we had indications that some of the lows are tracking across Indiana. That's not on the table for any model now. Everything has shifted more to south of Louisville for a low track. That's good if you want snow, but it doesn't tell you the entire story. So let me show you a couple of the short-range models first. Here is Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday morning. We start off, this is the NAM model here, and it does show temperatures at that time above freezing. We will have a drop initially when precip starts, either Saturday night or very early Sunday. There is a dry pocket of air, so we will wet bulb, as we call that. The temperature will drop down. How low that goes, we don't know yet. But we will drop somewhat as we enter early on Sunday. So I'm not sure these numbers are correct yet on the model. At any rate, as we get into Sunday itself, the main core of snow on the NAM has been mainly along the north of the river, and then it gets into the iffy zone here along the parkways, then rain to the south. And then as we get into Monday morning, it takes us right at the freezing mark. And look at that rain snow line, that pink area. I mean, right along just south of Louisville. I mean, it could be splitting our viewing area in half. There's a shocker. The other short-range model is our in-house model, the RPM. It shows temperatures around 40 or so Saturday. Saturday night, it's a little faster on the chance to wet bulb down into the lower 30s with maybe some mixed precipitation. Don't foresee a lot of problems with that at this time. But then as we get into Sunday morning, we start off into the 34-degree range. We don't rise much on Sunday. Lower 30s potentially around the area. Whoops, sorry about that. Lower 30s around the area with, again, the rain snow line almost identical to the NAM. Scary when they agree like that. Here's the GFS. Just came in a few moments ago. Look at the rain snow line. Almost the same exact spot. Here's the surface low, by the way, southern Arkansas. And that would put the deeper cold air, your better chance for all snow north, iffy zone over us, all rain south. But here's the issue I want to point out before I explain this map. The models at this point are now able to gather a better idea on the strength of both of these waves for what they have sampled so far. So that has caused the track to shift some. Now, when they sample everything tonight and tomorrow, already going to see the track go crazy. I think there'll be some shifting, but not so much. I don't think it's going to be dramatic. I think what will shift will be the rain snow line more so, because the thermals I don't think has been sampled enough right in the model data to really give us a good idea of where we're going to be. Is it going to be upper 20s? Is it going to be low 30s? Or is it going to be near 40? And the models are struggling with that. So what happens is the rain snow line will waffle on the models all the way through tomorrow. And secondly, if you look at a snow accumulation map, which I'm not going to show, snow accumulation maps are going to show you some crazy totals, because if they're wrong on the temperature, then the snow amount that accumulates is going to be wrong. So you can't pay attention to those maps either. Instead, I suggest, if you're going to look at anything, look at the total amount of moisture that particular model says that system can spit out. Here's the Canadian, which had the main focus up here for snow yesterday. It has now shifted closer to us. It's very similar to the other models. That's why I'm not showing you the actual model. But it's showing a potential moisture level of about a half inch, if not higher, in Kentucky, and in some pockets of a half inch or higher in Indiana. So if it stays all snow, that's several inches of snow. If there's a mix involved, then you got to cut down on that. So at this point, based on a lot of the moisture content, we're at least looking at advisory level and maybe even a warning level system that could pass through the Ohio Valley. But who gets under what and who gets how much snow, again, I cannot answer that. I wish I could, but can't get there yet, guys. And it bears watching, because here's the profile in the NAM. It's showing heavy snow Sunday evening. In fact, it was spit out a snow rate of 2 inches an hour of heavy wet snow wherever that sets up at. It says Louisville on the model here, but it could be, north of us around Indy. It could be all the way to the south of us in E-Town. We don't know that, but that gives you at least an idea of the dynamics the system could potentially have. The European just came in a few moments ago. It is slightly warmer, not dramatic, but it does keep the rain snow line very much in the same spot as the other zones, but it is heavier with moisture content. So again, it looks to be robust when it comes to whatever it's going to give us, rain or snow. Then after that, we got a chance for some cold weather. Obviously, if we get snow on the ground, these numbers here will be lower. Potential for cold air for Groundhog Day. And then maybe a really good cold snap coming in on the 5th we'll have to watch before it relaxes somewhat. So cold weather is a whole other side of things that we still have to answer after the snow system moves out of the way. All right. I hope that all made sense. We're getting closer to the idea of how to nail the system down for Sunday. I would just keep this in mind to summarize, as always do. Whole big picture of this blog post here. Tonight, snow showers along an east of 65, could be dusty, maybe a slick spot. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, not a big deal for Friday. Saturday day looks okay. It's going to be Saturday night. There's going to be an initial shot of moisture thrown at us. It'll wet bubbles down. It could be all evaporated. The atmosphere may eat it alive and none of it reaches the ground, or we may get some sleet or maybe some light drizzle or snow flurries. Don't know. That scenario always is different for us, but I think you'll see something on the radar after midnight Saturday night coming our way, but it could evaporate too. It depends on how much dry air it can eat alive out of that moisture. But Sunday itself, I do think we're going to have a decent band of snow and a decent band of rain passing through Kentucky and Indiana. We've got to figure out, though, what our temperature profiles are going to be before we can talk about where that's going to be as far as location-wise and how much snow we're talking about. But at least given the moisture content of these systems on the model runs that are showing up, it's a decent snow event. And if it's all snow, it could be potentially our biggest one we've had, certainly for the year. All right, so there you go. That's how we stand today. We'll have more updates today at 5 o'clock, of course. And, oh boy, it could be a long blog post tomorrow. Stay tuned.